Shrek, a big green ogre who lives a peaceful and uneventful life in a swamp, is suddenly invaded by a talking donkey and various other fairy tale creatures who had been kicked out of their kingdoms by the tyrannical ruler, Lord Farquaad. And the only way to get his peace and quiet back is for Shrek to find this Lord Farquaad and get those fairy tale creatures' homes back. Can he do it? Let's find out as we discuss the 2001 classic, Shrek.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Flip Face Podcast. I'm Jonah.
I'm Donkey.
And I'm Johnny.
And this week we are reviewing Shrek.
We're not doing Tenet, Johnny. We're not reviewing Tenet, Johnny. We're reviewing Shrek,
So I gotta say,
Johnny.
first thoughts, Tenet was a great movie.
Okay, can we do a little backstory here?
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, the plan was to do Tenet, but me and Jonah watched Tenet, and it is straight... I mean, it's basically incoherent.
Yes.
It's nonsense.
Okay.
And anyone that
Can we
says they
agree
like
with
it are
that?
lying.
Okay.
Anyone who says they like Tenet are lying,
Okay.
are lying to themselves.
All right.
So then me and Jonah were just like, you want to just do Shrek? And then we were like, yeah. And we were like, you want to just not tell Johnny that we're doing Shrek?
Okay.
So this is going to be kind of a atypical episode where maybe we'll talk a little bit about Tenet, but when we get bored or confused talking about Tenet, we can hop to Shrek and vice versa. And this is just going to be kind of a Shrek Tenet mashup, sort of.
A new type of podcast.
Remix.
So
That's pretty good.
if you're watching on YouTube, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're trying to grow the YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Also, you could subscribe to us on Patreon. We have weekly episodes that we release on Patreon. And there's video content on there. And I just remembered I didn't post last week's video. So
Oof.
there'll be two episodes this week on
Really
Patreon.
good with producing content that you were paying for on
Yes,
that.
$2 a month. $2 a month. You get extra episodes.
For the price of a cup of coffee, you could help out 3 podcasters.
And also, you probably noticed that these podcasts are kind of getting inconsistent with the release date.
Yeah.
And that's because Tyler's schedule got mixed up. So,
I think it'll get back to normal. We got to find a schedule that works.
It's Saturday morning again. Saturday, May 22nd.
You can much for the morning.
Listeners may not notice, but Jonah's eyes are just a little bit more closed than usual. Just a
little bit more
puffy,
squinty.
A little bit more squinty.
Yeah.
You look even more shifty in the morning.
Probably,
He
yeah.
already has those shifty eyes naturally.
Yeah. I mean, you both do. I think I'm the only one with... No, I got shifty eyes too. I have sad eyes. People have called me out on this.
You kind of do have a little bit of a puppy dog eye.
Like go down.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, like a
kinda
puppy
do.
dog.
Like pretend like you just asked something from me and I said no. I can't say no to that face. What?
What's the face Yana makes at me like when she's sad? She'll go like, oh, I guess I'm not going to get a cinnamon roll today. And it works every time.
Okay,
So I'll get you
it's
that
flawless.
cinnamon roll. Yeah.
So last night, Tyler and I were supposed to watch Tenet.
Right.
And we just did not want to watch a movie and have to
Take
be
notes.
invested, take notes,
No.
still kind of for a podcast.
Right.
But we watched it anyway. And Tenet was,
It's garbage.
yeah.
The sound quality is awful.
That was my first lamp.
And for a movie so confusing, like that really needs explanation, you'd really want to make sure that the sound quality is coming through.
The chick scientist that really sets up the whole
Yes.
time plot thing,
Yes.
and you can barely hear anything that she's saying the entire time.
It's just a nonsense premise to begin with. The object its entropy has been inverted. That's not. There's no scientific
How does that
merit
work?
behind that.
Okay, so I told Tyler this last night that Christopher Nolan had the idea for spoiler alert, for that scene where he fights himself and there's that reveal.
Mm-hmm.
He had an idea for that and built an entire movie around that idea just because he wanted to film that. He's like, oh, it'd be so cool if he fights himself and then comes back later and realizes it was him he was fighting in an inverted way.
So I mean that was a lamp that I had for the movie. It was a cool concept.
No.
If it's executed properly, if it makes more sense.
The only cool idea was that one
could-
scene of him fighting himself where he's inverted. And then everything else was just kind of stupid.
Yeah. I think that it went like this.
Because they're going backwards, but they're not going backwards all the time.
Christopher Nolan had the idea.
Where does the rules start and where do they end with this whole backwards stuff?
Okay, did you catch why they're wearing respirators?
Yeah, because so I guess they explain it. It was like something to do with like air molecules, like they move differently when you're in the reverse way of doing things when you're inverted. So you have to have specialized
carbon monoxide and breathing out oxygen.
Yeah,
something like that.
So.
Well, you know what?
Because everything is opposite. Like they said, like if you catch on fire, you actually freeze because heat exchange is
Does that
backwards.
make sense?
and it's like so everything else is moving forward, but you yourself are inverted.
Right.
Okay, now that does, I guess.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you even give it a little bit of thought, you're just like, this is nonsense. This is gobbledygook.
Well, and it's like okay, so when he himself was inverted, he's having trouble driving the car because the car is still going by regular world standards. But then when he's pushing a cart with the chick on it to like get back inside the facility so they can view her, they can move that no problem. They can move the ambulance no problem.
Right.
Like, I'm just like,
yeah, I feel like they set up these
here?
rules, but then in a lot of cases didn't even follow their own rules.
Well, you know what?
That's because the rules are too convoluted and hard to follow.
I've been trying to get this to Shrek now. I want to talk about
All right,
Shrek.
let's just get into lamps and slams. This is a segment of the show where we discuss the things we like about the movie and things we don't like. The lamps and slams are going to be for either Tenet or Shrek, and you, the listener, have to decipher them. So I'm going to go ahead. Can I start out with a lamp?
Okay.
Somebody once told me the world was gonna owe me. I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed. She was looking kind of dumb with her finger and her thumb in the shape of an L on her forehead. Don't stop coming, no, they never stop coming. And they hit the ground running. I
got a lamp.
Never know. I
got a lamp.
Remember the lyrics.
I got a lamp.
Never know if you don't go. Ready, go back. Oh,
Eggs being cooked on that rock in the campfire.
Oh man, that always looked good as a kid.
That was the most delicious looking
always
eggs
looked
out
good
there.
as a kid.
That's honestly what made me a fan of Sunny Side Up eggs.
Really?
Yeah. Because they look so aesthetic in that scene. I was like, I want that aesthetic every time I'm eating breakfast.
I could imagine John at like 5 years old, already like 6'2", going up to his mom and being like, "Mom, can I have
3 eggs, sunny side up?
Cook them on a stone."
You know what's weird though is John actually was 5 years old when this movie was released.
Was it released in 2000?
Yeah, this movie was released 2001 in May 18th, 2001. It just turned 20 years old.
So I was 7
on Tuesday.
Yeah, we were still 5.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hey man, do you think we would have been friends back then when I was 7 and you were 5?
No.
No chance.
Probably not.
No chance.
We're barely friends now as it is.
I mean, we're friends through Jonah.
Yeah.
If Jonah died, do you think we'd still talk?
Honestly, I think of all the great dinners that we've had together and stuff. We actually enjoy our time more without Jonah.
Yeah.
In the picture.
That's why I try not to let you guys hang. I don't want you guys hanging out by yourself. I don't want you to realize anything.
I have another lamp.
Okay.
Michael Caine is in the movie.
Wait, is he?
Yeah.
In Shrek?
In Tenet.
No, it's already getting confusing.
You said we had to.
Such an unnecessary role, though.
I know. He shows up for like a minute.
And also, what were they talking about at the dinner? I can't even remember.
Suits. To get a new suit.
But no, but they were talking about
the kind of
like
suit you want to buy. It's a kind of nice suit that Amani's going to say, "Well, there's a nice suit." It's just that.
You know, all you rich people don't have a market on suits.
Yeah.
So I was like,
well, we
what?
don't have a firm grasp on it, don't we? Yeah. You bloody tosser.
So is Michael Caine in every single Christopher Nolan movie?
I think so.
He's like the one person that's been in every movie.
He wasn't. So Christopher Nolan did a very early movie called The Following or The Follower, and I don't think Michael Caine was in that one.
Dang it.
So,
Was it just ever since the Batman series or something?
maybe?
No. Well, he was in.
Why do we fall, Master Wine?
He was in
learn
The Prestige.
To pick ourselves back up.
Was Prestige before Dark Knight?
He was in The Prestige. He's been in a lot of them. He's been in a lot of them.
Yeah.
Here's a lamp, though. Eddie Murphy is the donkey. Pretty
Yeah.
good. Pretty good.
Yeah.
I like that.
Also a lamp. What's his name? Shrek.
Michael Myers,
Yeah.
who also has the same name as like this famous like horror film.
I was always
I
so
always had that-
confused by that.
Yeah.
Always so confused.
I wonder if that's his real name or he like did that like on purpose, like as a weird meta
And
joke.
his face and his voice does not match Shrek in my head.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't know why.
His
It doesn't-
face and his voice.
Yeah, like when I see Mike Myers, I'm not like, oh look,
Oh,
like that
yeah.
guy's the voice
Shrek.
of Shrek.
Because he's doing like such a unique,
Yeah.
weird,
well,
like,
maybe
Scottish.
that's a testament to
His
the
abilities.
talent of
Yeah.
Michael Myers.
Good job, Michael Myers.
Good job, Mike Myers.
Yeah,
I
Stop
think it was-
murdering those kids at that camp. But good job.
Well,
Good job.
and just like take off the hockey mask.
I've
Is
read.
that Michael? No, that's Voorhees. Jason Voorhees.
I've read.
Is that Jason?
Jason.
Which one's is Michael the mask?
Yeah, he's wearing the
leather mask or whatever.
And then Freddy's the one that
Kurt-
goes, "You can run, but you can't hide."
Hey, did you know that mask that he's wearing is a mask?
William Shatner mask? Yes,
Yeah.
I did. Boom, stole your fact. Deal with it. Fun fact attack. William Shatner mask. I did it.
I still
got the
don't
mask.
understand the fun fact attack rules.
It doesn't really make sense.
It
It's
doesn't.
like
It's
Tenet.
like Tenet.
Hey, pretty much. Say your fact about what's his name? Chris Farley.
Say it.
Oh yeah. Chris Farley was supposed to be they actually recorded the entire movie with Chris Farley in 1997 as Shrek.
Whoa.
And the Shrek was a completely different character. And then Chris Farley died. They decided it would be like uncool to use his voice for it for some reason. So then they switched over to Michael Myers and actually reworked Shrek.
And you were telling me that it was method acting.
It was
right?
all method acting.
He was
ingesting so many onions because that's all he ever ate during the entire time that he was filming.
Yeah.
He died of onion.
You can't live on onions.
No.
Especially when you're as big of a man as Chris Farley.
Peels back the layers of reality at that point.
Which brings up a good point. Has method acting, has it gone too far?
It needs to go farther.
You think so?
If you ain't dying for the role, you ain't working for it.
I feel like more actors should die because they get paid so well. So it should be like more of a dangerous profession and not just
and
like
these
I show up
actors,
and
then
eat
they just
shrimp
go through these time
cocktails.
portals that they have in Tenet.
Yeah.
Boom, they're in the
I mean, at
past
least,
again.
like,
No problem.
Also Tenet. So like when he took that pill in the beginning, that like made him into Tenet.
No, that was a cyanide. So
That was a cyanide capsule, so he did die. And they
that
just
was a
revived him,
cyanide capsule,
and they revived him.
but I don't know how he survived it.
I just feel like that was such a strange, like, he's being tortured, and then he takes the cyanide capsule, and then the guy's like, "Yep, you're back. You got all your teeth pulled out, but don't worry, we fixed your teeth, and also you're fine from the cyanide, and also everything's fine now."
Yeah, it's like
Why even put in the torture scene? Just make. I don't like. It was such a weird.
It was like a test to see if he would take the pill, and it like put him in a coma or something.
So it wasn't cyanide.
Maybe
I don't
it was
think
a
it
little
was
bit.
they just wanted somebody who
I
they
don't think
knew
it
was
was
loyal enough to the cause to do it.
But then,
guess.
because then, like towards the end of the movie, the bad guy, he has the same capsule he's gonna take.
Yeah, and it's the same exact capsule. It's silver
So,
and stuff.
Like, why does everyone have one of these?
I don't know.
So I read that Chris Farley he recorded almost all of the dialogue.
Oh, okay.
That's why they had to
Okay.
redo it with Michael Myers. Sorry.
Imagine the last like third of the movie is just Mike Myers.
I heard some of Chris Farley's voice performance for that, and I didn't like it as much.
He was doing more of a, "Hey, I'm Shrek."
Well, and he was kind of like more of like a bumbling, like ooh,
Yeah.
kind of guy.
Right.
While like this Shrek,
Because that's Chris Farley.
Yeah.
All right, ready? So
exactly.
Mike Myers recorded Shrek in his natural speaking voice originally, and then they did test screenings. Then he tried it in Canadian accents, and he felt something was missing. And then he re-recorded all of his lines with a Scottish accent based on the voice his mother used when reading him bedtime stories as a child.
Oh, that's a
Imagine
sweet.
Shrek reading you a bedtime story.
Ooh, the original voice can still be heard in the technical goofs on the DVD. I kind of want to get the DVD just to hear that now.
My parents have the DVD.
Really?
Yeah.
Bring it over sometime.
All right. We'll all watch the technical goofs. Hey, man, you want to get together and watch the technical goofs of Shrek?
Love me a good goof.
Hey, also, All Star was only a placeholder for test screenings until a new song could be found, but the test audiences loved it. Obviously,
it worked so well.
All that glitters is gold. Only shooting stars break the mold. Hey, they don't stop running and they never stop coming. Hit the month, and they hit the ground running.
How much of this podcast
I gotta
is
slay it.
Tyler singing All Star?
I got to slam.
So much it is, so much it is. So what's wrong with being in the backseat?
I got to slam.
It's so catchy.
I have neighbors, Tyler, and it's early.
Stop bragging about your neighbor. Yeah, it's
They're
early.
all
They're
waking
awake.
up
It's
right
fine.
now. Dude, my neighborhood was super active this morning. It was like 7 a.m. Everyone was outside, like doing yard work and stuff, waving at each other. Hey, Bob. Oh, hey, Gary. And I'm like,
There's no one named Bob or Gary on your cul-de-sac.
Everyone's just guessing each other.
You know all their names.
That's why. That's why I'd like to live in a cul-de-sac because I feel like you would get to know your neighbors really well.
Yeah, everyone knows each other really well. Everyone looks out for each other. It's really nice
That's
community.
cool. That's
Yeah.
fun. But then, like, what if there's one weirdo and you're stuck with him?
Oh,
There is.
There's a literal house of weirdos on my street.
Oh yeah, that's right. You told
It's
me
a
about
terrifying place.
that. Do you have any boxes?
I
I say, sir, do you have any boxes?
Oh man,
Should we tell that story on the
I was
podcast?
so terrified. Maybe another time. Maybe for the
aftercast.
aftercast. Save it for the
Yeah, if
Hey,
you wanna
tune in the
hear-
Aftercast. You want to hear the boxes story?
Yeah.
It's a good story. It's a
Also,
solid
you know
story.
that
We like our
Shrek received
boxes.
his own star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame?
How?
Oh yeah,
He's not real.
I mean, I think he
he's a
should.
legend.
I think that really just defames the whole star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame thing because, I mean, if fictional characters are going to start getting one, then what's even the point anymore?
I think there's a lot of fictional characters that have one on the Hollywood
yeah.
Walk
Well, that's
of Fame.
not
Mickey
right.
Mouse.
Yeah, Bugs
So-
Bunny have one?
Donald Duck. I
Probably.
think has one.
He doesn't even have hands. What did he do? Push his wings in there? You can't even see what they are.
He has hands.
He doesn't have hands.
He does have hands.
Yes.
Yeah, in all the
Ducks
cartoons,
has
he has
hands?
hands.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ducks has hands?
Donald Duck has hands.
Well, then how is he a duck if he has hands?
Take it up with
Did they
Disney.
ever explain, like, are they like half mutants, like Looney Tunes and Donald Duck? Like, they're not.
Yeah, I think
real
it's like a
animals.
post-apocalyptic world.
I think it's like the same
Where they
concept
evolved.
of like SpongeBob. They
And,
did
like-
all the nuclear tests. SpongeBob came to life.
Is
They
that-
came to life?
Is that what happened? In SpongeBob?
That's it. They're like below Bikini Atoll, which is where all those
Ah.
nukes went off.
That's what happened in. That's what happened in Adventure Time too.
Oh yeah.
You find out that everyone's just like
You
a
know,
mutant.
every time like children's stuff, like cartoons, always have a dark premise.
Undertone.
Undertone to
best.
them, and I don't understand it. But I have a slamp. Why'd they have to pick the Middle Eastern dude to crash the plane?
Yeah,
Come
that
on.
was
in
just
poor
the first
taste.
thing that I.
that was in poor taste.
I was
That
like,
was
you
in
got to be
poor
kidding me
taste.
right now.
Also, I can't believe that like he actually like crashed a plane into a building. Like that was all real.
That was all real. Yeah.
and he did that for this movie.
Again,
For this movie.
he had a lot of like just I want to do a bunch of big stuff and throw it into a movie, and this is what it was. And then when with that scene where they're in the boats and the little sailboats, what are those boats called?
Oh yeah, the like they're like gliders.
Yeah.
pretty
Anyway,
much.
so there's this like really long scene of them like just driving these boats and like I'm like why? Like what's the point of the scene?
And then she like pushes her husband out of the boat, and
Yeah.
he has a life vest, and I'm like, how are you going to kill him doing that?
It just
What's your
felt-
plan?
And he's like face down in the water. I'm like, dude, just flip on your back.
Fine.
What are you doing right now?
that he was unconscious.
Unless,
he
yeah, maybe
unconscious?
yeah, okay,
Maybe hit the
That's
water
fair.
hard
Yeah,
enough.
that's
Yeah.
fair.
So that scene felt like a scene from like an 80s movie like Point Break where they just want to get like some cool action shots and like
basically what this
do a
movie
bunch of different
was.
camera cuts in that same action shot.
It feels to me like Christopher Nolan started doing cocaine before he thought of this movie, and like so he's just like he meets with all the movie execs, and he's like, all right. So imagine this, yeah, a man fighting himself, right? But one of them's backwards. Yeah, imagine that. Imagine this, yeah. Woman hates her husband. This is a terrible Christopher Nolan. I have no idea what it sounds like. Woman hates her husband. Yeah, down a glider on the ocean. Yeah, pushes him off. Imagine that.
I hated that.
Here's
whole...
one: crash a plane into a building. Yeah, imagine
It's all
he's
real.
becoming Australian. Imagine that, eh? Get a dingo in there, kangaroo. Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt. Yeah, it's just like he's made really good movies, and I feel like he really
And
dropped
there was
the
a
ball.
lot of cool like action sequences in this
There,
and stuff.
yeah, like the fight scene when the main character. What is the main character's name even? I don't even know. John David Washington, whatever his character name
Yeah.
was. When he's like those
wait,
guys
here we
take
go,
him in
here
the
we go.
kitchen, they're gonna smash his.
Was useful experience.
That's what I'm talking.
And stuff that
I actually really like his voice.
when I came to actually make features.
What actually came
And really everything you do, you learn
study.
from in terms of
everything I do, from Batman to, let's say, Inception, was very thought out. And I thought, who would be good in the role of Inception? And I thought Leonardo DiCaprio, because he just has a very broad face. Just sort of this broad, flat face that you can really connect to, because there is just so much surface area to the face. And I thought that would be a good window into this wonderful world I've created, really. And then I thought, what if a man fought himself in a hallway, but the other man was inverted, yeah? So he's moving backwards, right? He is moving backwards.
We should get Christopher Nolan on the podcast.
I feel like every accent I try to do devolves into Australian eventually.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. That was Holly. Holly was doing an accent the other day, and I think it kept going to Scottish or Irish, one of those.
Well,
That was
why
every accent.
That's why I'm impressed with like Hugh Jackman does a really good American accent and like he keeps it up the whole movie.
Yeah.
That would be so hard. You know?
That would be.
Right? Could you imagine?
I mean, if I was good at accents, I'd have to. I can't do an accent at all, so I have
okay,
no.
let's quiz Jonah. Ready?
Yeah.
Do a Russian accent.
Hey, everybody, how's it going?
Try. I want you to try. I want you to really put effort into this.
I can't. I
Say
can't do
something about
accents.
vodka and potatoes. Or,
Vodka and potatoes. Just try it.
Oh, here we go. Here's the. If he dies, he dies.
There you go. I'll take it.
That's
I'll
it,
take
folks.
I'll take it. Here's a lamp. Lord Farquaad.
Yeah.
Joyce.
Little square man.
He's voiced by John Lithgow.
Yeah, how'd they get that?
They got Lithgow somehow. Lithgow somehow.
Did you catch that scene? This is a very, very disturbing, like PG-13 scene
Oh yeah.
where he's looking at the princess in the mirror
Oh,
in bed.
Mirror, show me the picture again.
So
Yeah.
he's in the bed and he's looking at the princess, and then like he does like a weird like bashful like oh no, and then pulls up the blanket a little bit,
Right.
and right where his lap would be, there starts to rise
There's
like
a bump.
a bulge, and then he pulls up the sheets, and it's very quick. But someone animated that.
They knew what they were doing. Well,
They took the time to animate
this movie. Wasn't this movie supposed to be like DreamWorks' answer to like all of Disney's animation films and stuff? So they were gonna kind of like be on the edge,
It's fair.
have it more like adult and kid at the same time.
And when I was a kid, I never noticed that.
No,
I think,
ever.
I think maybe I watched it like later in life, and I was like, "Oh, I know what's happening. I know what's going on."
Holly's in there putting groceries
like
away.
somebody's robbing your
Hi,
house.
Holly.
Hi, Holly.
She probably said hello, but her voice is so soft and quiet.
She's such a tiny, frail human
Probably
being.
just like hello.
What else?
Probably eating carbs or
She's
something.
probably like,
Hello. It's me, Holly.
That's exactly how Shrek sounds.
Why don't you get away from me, donkey?
Okay, after watching,
Pretty good Shrek,
so I
right?
watched Shrek. I think was it last week?
Mhm.
Last week I watched Shrek. Last weekend, and I watched all 4 movies too. And I'm like, I like the Shrek movies, all 4 of them.
yeah.
I enjoy them.
Which is the one where he has kids?
The third and fourth.
the third?
Well, yeah, the third one he has kids, and the fourth one he has kids.
Okay.
Second one, she's pregnant. Third one, she's got the kids.
Yes, and then the fourth one he's got the kids.
I kind of wish that Shrek never grew as a character, and he was always just like alone in the swamp. But every movie, it was just like a new kind of like invading species comes into a swamp. And
Yeah.
he's like, well, I guess I got to fix this one too.
But
Yeah.
I love that. It's the simplicity of it all. You know what to expect. It's like a John Wick movie.
Never seen John Wick.
Wait. Yeah. No, okay, never mind. Makes sense.
Never seen John Wick.
We got to get together and watch John Wick.
Dude,
Wait.
We gotta watch all the John Wick movies. They're so cool.
Sounds nice.
I want to
Sounds
make sure
good.
we're clarifying our Shrek facts.
Let's clarify.
She's pregnant in the third one, and then
All
has
right.
kids in the fourth.
What's the premise of the second movie?
The second one is where he becomes human
Yeah.
to like because he wants to.
The second movie was like that's one of the rare instances where a sequel is like just as good as the first movie.
Yeah.
The second movie actually pissed me off as a kid because they both become human, and I'm like, oh, great. Like, they're not horrible monsters anymore.
Stay
And then at
human.
the end, they're like, no, it's
No,
fine. We're
I
monsters.
wanna be
And I was
fat
like,
and
oh,
ugly.
what a terrible like ending. Like, they were so pretty before.
Pushing the
Now they're
wrong
horrible
agenda.
monsters
I
again.
know.
But isn't the agenda like don't try to change who you are just to conform to
Yeah,
society?
no, I don't agree with
Always
that.
conform to society.
Change who you
Jonah.
are.
But then
Worry
you-
about what others think of you
If
and
you
live your
suck,
life on those.
Being unique is not always good.
You think I grow this beard because I like it, John? I grow this beard because it's trendy. I grow this beard because I don't have a chin.
We have
You
a
think I like-
podcast because all the white men with beards have podcasts now.
Right.
You white man with a beard have a podcast.
But then here's a flip side. Shouldn't you at least try to conform to the societal norms, not to be such an outsider and a freak?
Yep.
Like if you're a little
A lot of
monster,
time-
shouldn't
a
you
lot
be
of
like, I don't want to be a
times-
monster?
A lot of times societal norms
Yeah.
are there because they're just good.
I think there's limits,
They're
but
proper.
yeah, you don't want to be like an outlier.
Yeah.
Like, I could live my life eating trash out of the dumpster, and like I could do that, I guess.
I saw this video where this
Is
guy.
it good?
No.
Is that good for me? Is it good for society? I guess it would be good
Makes
for
you
society
quirky.
because I'm eating up all the trash.
I saw this
I'm
video.
a trash man.
Got into the ring and I throw trash at him.
I saw this video. This guy only eats mac and cheese.
Oh, I've
I've,
seen
like-
that too.
I've heard of people like that. I heard of a girl who just eats noodles.
Like, how do you live? How do you
It's his
survive?
wife.
Because your body like can figure it out, but like you're not gonna have good health.
Yeah, and then he was
You
talking
can,
like
you can live strictly off carbs.
he was talking how like his body gets get really sick if he eats any other type of food because like 20 years he's only ate mac and cheese. And it's,
What kind of mac and cheese is he eating? Kraft?
no, it was like
Some designer mac and cheese?
not designer, but it was like noodles, and he like adds his own cheese. Like,
I mean, that's carbs, protein, and fat.
yeah, but like,
That's everything you strictly need. You're just not getting any like vitamins.
It's like
or
that
minerals.
Suburban
so imagine
episode
maybe if he just
in,
like takes
It's Always
vitamins,
Sunny
he
in
could be healthy,
Philadelphia.
right?
Maybe. Well, vitamins don't like taking multivitamins. They like help, but it's not a good substitute for like eating vegetables.
Gotta eat some
know.
vegetables.
Gotta eat some vegetables.
Love me some broccoli.
If there was one food I could eat forever, it'd be chicken nuggets.
Because you can eat like
Tyson
Tyson?
chicken nuggets.
It's fair.
Tyson is the worst.
Like hell.
The
You
worst.
shut your mouth,
The absolute worst.
John. I will get a stepladder and I will
Oh
fight you.
my!
What kind of nuggets are you eating? Banquet.
I don't really ever eat frozen nuggets.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
What do you make nuggets yourself?
Yeah, I like to make nuggets.
How do you make
Like-
nuggets?
So it's like you dice up chicken, like chicken breasts and stuff, into kind of nugget.
Hang on, I'm getting a phone call
form
from Yana. Should I
and
answer it on the
stuff.
podcast?
Ooh,
My wife Yana. Should I answer it on the podcast?
Sure, go for it.
This is gonna be the worst podcast ever.
This is a terrible.
It already
podcast.
is a terror. We don't even have a clear to find.
Yana, you're on the podcast.
Oh. Hey, where's the tripod?
The tripod is in the closet.
Nice.
It's somewhere in there.
I feel like you're lying.
I would-
can't find it.
Hey,
Hi, Yana.
Hi, Johnny.
How are you?
Looking cute.
I feel like
Hey,
this.
the tripod is in the closet.
I feel like this could have been a text.
Oh, Johnny, I miss you. How come you didn't hang out with us last night?
So I was explaining to the boys, I'm tired of being the fifth wheel with you guys, so I'm hunting for a girlfriend so we can start having
That's what I figured.
yeah.
No, just find a girl that you can take to hang out with us.
Exactly. I'm finding a chick that's cool enough to like be around us all.
She can't be weird and like make out with Mormons though.
it's a very specific reference on this very public podcast.
Well, sucks for her. You shouldn't like publicly tell people that like she makes out with Mormons.
Okay, chill out, chill out, chill out.
She's going for the throat
And
right
that's
now.
the podcast, everyone. We're gonna fade to black. We'll be.
Hey,
What's your name, Johnny?
oh my gosh, no.
Nope, we're not
you
doing
can't-
that.
You can't
We're
do
not-
names on the podcast.
Okay, well tell her I said hi.
Hey,
Okay, bye.
wait, hey,
What?
I love you.
Oh, thanks. I love you.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Finger guns.
I know.
All right. Do you know in Shrek?
What is this podcast today?
This is
Was
listeners.
Tenet
Please.
that bad that it really had to derail everything?
Okay, Tenet was just to me. Tenet was a string of like well shot, poorly like the sound was very poor quality, but like there was
Sounds
like
terrible.
just a lot of like pretty locations of like John David Washington and like Robert
That-
Pattinson and that very
what?
tall chick just being like
Too tall
too tall. Too tall.
for a chick. Guys are fine to be too
Yeah,
tall.
she kind
It's that
of.
sexist.
Listen,
you know
I'm
what she-
okay
you know
when
what
a
she
man is
reminded me
tall. Don't give me a tall woman.
She
Don't make me
reminded
feel
me-
short by a woman.
She reminded me of the Kaminoans in Star Wars.
I thought the same thing.
the ones that
Why do,
make the
why do you guys
clones.
keep saying Kaminoans?
Because they're
Kaminoans.
Kaminoans.
I thought they were just Caminos.
No, Kaminoans.
Kaminoans.
They say Kaminoans in the show.
But I remember that Dexter Jetster in Star Wars 2. Yeah,
What?
Star Wars 2, he goes, when, Obi-Wan Kenobi, that the four-armed
Yeah.
alien who works in the dad, he goes, hey, old buddy, and then he gives him a hug, and then he goes, those Caminos, they're
No, he calls them cloners
cloners. Oh, yeah, maybe you're right.
on Camino. Yeah.
So
Okay, so
also, isn't it weird that there's diners?
Wait, and
in
then
this,
Ewan
like-
McGregor said, depends on what, Dex? And he goes, depends on your manners. The size of your pocketbook. and as a kid, I was always like, what does that mean?
What's going on here?
What is a pocketbook?
All right, so in Shrek, there's 36 unique locations, more than any other animated film at the time.
Oh,
What? Yeah. I mean, it was kind of the first of its kind, right?
yeah.
Well, they had like Disney Pixar, but like you said, like this was DreamWorks' answer to that.
Yeah.
And it was like,
I said that.
Like I said,
Weird.
I had a really good point.
you guys look so similar. It's just hard to tell sometimes. Like Jonah.
Okay, wait. Back to what you're
Johnny,
saying.
you've grown so much.
to just ping pong like crazy. What you're saying about Tenet, I really like the cinematography. Like all the lighting was crazy for like each scene. I'm like, okay, that's kind of cool. I like some of that. And then the score was great, but then everything else was garbage. The sound quality, the script,
even
and the
acting
direction
is good.
The acting was
They're just saying the stupidest stuff I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
There's
And also
a lot
you
of
can't hear
weird
it.
cuts in conversations too. Like
Yeah.
it'll be like cutting to a different camera angle, like as he's finishing his sentence, or like somebody's finishing his sentence. Like, okay, the pacing is all off.
I remember
here.
me and Jonah just kept turning to him and being like, "Oh, Christopher Nolan, he's lost it. Like he's gone too far with this one. Like anyone who says
See,
they like this is lying."
I liked the pure anarchy and nonsense of it all.
I need to watch it again, and I need to really like pay attention because
See, that's what I was doing.
Holly
this
and Yana
time.
kept like asking questions.
See,
too.
this is why I
Yeah.
don't watch movies with like you guys, or like when it's the whole gang.
It's just Holly and Yana.
It is!
They both have the same
It
quality
is!
where they don't pay attention, and then they tune in and they're like, "What's
they
happening?
distract everyone.
Who
during the
is
film
that
as
guy?
well.
Why is that guy
I was
moving
having
backwards?"
when we were watching King Kong, I was having the worst time trying to like pay attention because there was just
And then when they left to the
anarchy in
store, it was fine because we could
Yeah,
listen.
like it was just the three dudes. We all sat on the same couch. We all just
Oh,
drank our
boy.
drinks and we hung out.
Watch the movie,
Yep.
It's so funny that our wives both have that weird quality of like
not watching the movie.
not watching the movie, but like want to know what's happening in the movie. Like, then watch it.
So
It's like me, like, what's a good example? Like me, like wanting to eat a cheeseburger, but like I don't want to touch it, so I'm just like, Jonah, feed me that cheeseburger.
It's like
just
you-
eat the cheeseburger.
it's like you wanting to know what's going on in a movie, but not wanting to watch it.
It's like that. It's spot on. That's
So
perfect.
Wait, how is it?
It's like if I had a cheeseburger and I was like, Jonah, feed me that cheeseburger.
Jonah, what is it? How did you say it's like?
it's like I don't know what type of bit we're doing right now. I can't
I just
figure
wanted
it
you guys to
out.
repeat everything.
It's like it's
I'm at a
like
standstill. It's too early for this.
it's like tears in rain. You know what that's from, John? Because you never seen Blade Runner.
So this
Talk
movie,
about it a
Aren't
lot.
you the good man? Remember that, Jonah?
I do. I need to rewatch Blade Runner.
Oh, let's watch it today, right now.
So
What's stopping us?
Nothing.
Oh,
It's the weekend.
Oh, it's the
podcast.
podcast. We have
So
to-
with
What a
with
drag.
Tenet,
yeah,
there's a part of me that like just wants to keep rewatching it until I get it. But then I know I'm never going to rewatch this movie just for
Yeah.
how terrible it is.
well, like
I'm
okay,
gonna
so
rewatch it.
Inception was also like it was very convoluted and complicated, but like enough explanation was there that like you can make sense of it and enjoy it. This was lacking that hardcore.
I think you guys weren't paying attention for a lot of this.
Does it
There's
make
a
sense
lot of
to you?
explanation. It doesn't quite make a whole lot of sense, but like it's like
See,
the more I'm thinking about like there is a lot of explanation in it, but there's a lot of moments where I was distracted as well.
but do they? They don't explain anything. Even if there's some explanation, nothing's explained. It
if
doesn't
ti-
make sense.
It's
Still.
basically the future found a way to start talking to the past because the future's super messed up from current generations. So
But
that
if
future
everything's-
generations are trying to take over current generations.
Tyler,
But if everything's
timeline.
moving
Tyler,
backwards,
Tyler,
isn't
look
your
at
brain
me.
moving backwards too? So like you would just be like disoriented, right?
Yeah.
If everything is backwards, then it's all backwards. So your heart's pumping the wrong way.
Also, Batman, he was
You know
supposed to
what
be
I mean?
backwards the entire
But it's
time, but he's
Like
Like,
you go
because-
to like you go to pee and it's just like more pee comes inside of you.
But
Like where does it end,
I-
John?
I think it's like yourself, like your like internal stuff isn't inverted. It's you yourself are inverted compared to the
Everything
rest of the
everything
world
outside of you is
inverted. Yeah.
And then okay, so also like the machine that it would walk into where like the whole thing would spin, that was inverting them.
Yeah, that was inverting them.
And where did the machines come from? Who made the
future.
machines?
Because the
how
future
do they
is
have
talking
access
directly
to
to
them?
the. But because so if you notice, like they kept going back in time, and like they would have to actually physically wait, like all that time to go back in time. So what I'm guessing is they have like the future is sending people back constantly to interact with everything, and like talk with the
to stop
antagonist,
this-
Sartos or whatever his name
to stop
was.
this like
Tyler, you know what I think of
Cataclysm.
this movie?
Yeah, or no, they want the cataclysm to happen so they themselves can come
and
back.
and the bad guy, he's going. How is he going to kill everybody?
He was going, so he's going to kill everybody because he's going to get the whole algorithm that he's looking at, the 9 pieces of the algorithm. And
Right.
once he gets that, he's going to kill himself. And then that signals the future to come back, get the algorithm, and then they can take over the present time. And once that happens, everybody in the present disappears.
And why was the algorithm a weird, like, aluminum construct?
So, I don't know, it was like a big
movie-
rod.
Like a
that
big,
they
movie
just,
like,
makes-
big staff.
It makes no sense because if everyone in the present disappears, then there's going to be no one in the future. Like,
well, they
Well,
talk,
it's a grandfather paradox, Joe.
Yeah, the grandfather paradox. They kind of talk. They talk about
It's a
that.
grandfather paradox. Here's another question. In that scene where
is that,
Lord
like the
Farquaad had
B
the
theory of
gingerbread
time?
man's legs, and he's going,
Not the
run as
control.
fast as you can. You can't catch me. I'm the gingerbread man. What? Is that okay for kids? Is that okay for kids? Like, it's funny, but it is pretty horrific.
A little bit.
It is horrific, though. Imagine it. Imagine if that gingerbread man was a little boy. Now we're talking about a real dark scene.
Little tiny Tim.
So are we gonna we're really gonna give this one a pass just because he's made of gingerbread? And also, John David Washington, he doesn't look like a tough guy. Why are you trying to sell me this guy as a tough guy? And also, Eddie Murphy is a donkey? That's racist. That's actually not okay. And also, you're gonna give me this tall woman in Tenet? She's too tall. She makes me feel short. Don't make me feel short.
make me feel inferior?
Make me feel tall. And
Oh.
also, going back to Shrek, you got Cameron Diaz playing an ugly ogre. She's beautiful. Cameron Diaz would never be ugly. And also, you go back to Tenet, and you got this bad guy. He's shorter than his wife. You gonna have a short man with a tall woman? No way. No way.
Short
That guy's
kings
gonna stand for
matter.
that. And then you go back to Shrek, and you got Lord Farquaad. I can't keep doing this.
okay, here's a fun fact.
Yeah.
Alan
Fun fact attack.
Rickman was the initial casting choice for the role of Lord Farquaad,
Ooh, I would like
but he turned it down because he
run as fast as you can. You can't catch me. I'm the gingerbread man.
he took the role of Snape in Harry Potter. and Sorcerer's Stone.
Imagine choosing
Instead.
Snape over Lord Farquaad.
No, imagine if he chose Lord Farquaad and didn't do Harry Potter. Imagine if John Lithgow was Snape.
Wow.
Do it, Tyler.
Harry Potter, what? I can't do it. I can't do
I
it.
was like,
Just do
wait,
Lord
hold on.
Farquaad as
Run. I mean, now that I'm thinking about it, Alan Rickman and John Lithgow have similar voices.
Similar qualities.
John Lithgow is just American, and Alan Rickman is British.
Isn't Alan Rickman dead now, too?
He's dead.
Yeah.
I guess Lithgow won in the end after all. Lithgow's like, aha, I guess you couldn't survive long enough, Rickman.
Okay, so the song "I'm a Believer" it was only chose for this movie because of the line "I thought love was only true in fairy tales."
That would make sense. It's a big fairy tale movie.
Take this
I'm
entire
a
song.
believer.
And like this was just such a meta fairy tale movie too.
I'm high on believing that
the
you're in love with me. As sweet as candy.
How did we get on this song?
Isn't that the song?
No, I'm a believer.
I'm a believer.
It's not the song.
I'm high on believing.
All right, Tyler, do you have any trivia for?
And now it's
movie?
time for Trivial Trivia. This is a segment of the show where I ask Jonah and Johnny.
Last week was rough. We were not prepared at all.
Yeah, I gotta say, listeners, I'm sorry that Jonah and Johnny can't take 5 minutes to think of some trivia questions.
You know,
Well, listeners, I'm also sorry that these two nincompoops are just so upset with the movie that we said we were going to watch that they can't even commit to making a whole podcast about that.
And now,
movie.
Joni, you make a
and now this one
passive-aggressive
is also
apology.
anarchy. This is two terrible
Hang on.
podcasts in a row, guys.
Now it's Jonah's turn
and
to make
I'm
a
sorry
passive-aggressive
that I
apology.
rely on Tyler for some of this content because he doesn't come through all the time.
And that's
Passive
the way
aggressive.
the cookie crumbles.
I don't know what the name of that segment would be.
I realized that I really hate passive aggressiveness. Like, I would rather a man come to me and be like, "You're stupid and you're dumb and I hate your guts," than for him to be like, "Oh, like, what are you wearing those shoes?"
What are you wearing those shoes?
So last night we figured out that Jonah can't roll his eyes. It's just him looking from one side of the room to the other side of the room, and
That's
he's
rolling
like,
my eyes.
What the?
"There has to be more up, like this. Watch."
Let's be like more emphasis in it. I mean, that was better-ish.
It's better, but it's still not. It's not good enough. It's not.
One day I'll get it.
All right, ready?
Yeah.
In the beginning of the movie, what does Shrek put in his drink?
Bzz. He puts a eyeball.
Jonah is correct. Question number 2.
It's like I'm winning this one, John.
I'm so screwed on this
Question
one.
number 2. In the beginning of Tenet, John David Washington is saved by a mysterious masked man, and as he's running away, he has a backpack with a lanyard on it. Describe the lanyard to me. Jonah.
It's like Rastafarian. Green, red,
Is this
yellow.
your final answer?
Yes.
Incorrect. Johnny.
It's like a reddish orange string with a washer on it.
John is correct. John is correct. When Shrek and Donkey get to Duloc, there's a waiting sign that has a wait time on it. What is that time? Johnny.
45 minutes.
I said Johnny, but I looked at you. Your names are too similar. You got to change them. Go ahead.
45 minutes.
45 minutes is correct.
Oh, that was a good guess.
Wow. Wow. In the movie Tenet, what color is the gliding ship that the tall woman is on? What color is it?
It is blue.
Jonah's correct. Jonah's correct.
Dang, I'm like flying through these questions.
Jonah's killing it. What was the name of the executioner? Jonah. Why are you looking at your screen?
You see all
He's
that?
cheating!
Oh my
nothing.
god!
He's cheating!
There's so much.
It's facts about the movie that aren't.
You're cheating!
Oh my.
Look through all these.
Now
Close
keep
the
the
laptop.
computer facing
Close
us.
it.
Keep the
Okay.
computer facing
Close the
us.
laptop. Close it. Close it. For that, you lose 1 point.
Oh.
The score is 1-1.
There's
The
nothing on
score
there.
is 1-1.
It was Shrek trivia. I got 2 Tenet questions.
Jonah, you were looking at the screen as you,
You
were
got
trying to think
one
of the answer
Tenet
to the
question.
question.
Oh my goodness. You guys are too much.
What was the name of the executioner? You're too much.
The executioner's name was Dopey.
No. Johnny.
Executioner.
No. Thelonious.
Dang it.
Remember when Laura Farquhar goes, Thelonious? Remember when he says that?
No.
I remember
It's
that.
been so long since I've seen Shrek.
Me too,
It's
but
been
like,
maybe
I watched
been like
it.
a decade.
I watched it so many times as a kid that I like. That's one of those memories. That's one of those memories
ingrained
I have
in your
like,
head.
memorized. Yeah. Now I have to think of a Tenet question. How many questions have I asked? Even I've
idea.
lost
No
count.
idea.
I'm coming up with these on the
No
spot.
idea.
I'm just gonna keep going
All right.
until somebody stops me. Somebody stop me!
What's that?
I think it's The Mask.
I was gonna say that sounded like Jim Carrey.
Smoking.
All right, another question.
All right.
Let's keep this podcast rolling.
In Tenet,
We've done such a good job so
what
far.
color was that weird capsule that? Yeah,
Silver.
silver is correct.
You didn't even get to
Silver
finish
is
with the
correct.
capsule. The capsule you're talking. There's multiple capsules.
Come on, John, you got to be on
There
top
was
of
only
it.
one capsule.
There's a capsule that keep the plutonium stuff in.
You got to read his mind, though.
No, John's right.
Yeah, but
Let me
what
finish
you were
the
thinking
question.
of.
What was the color of the capsule in John David's Washington? Yeah, Jonah.
Gray.
No. It was silver. Johnny, you want to wager?
Oh, in his
Can you
mouth.
finish your question, please?
Yeah. What was the color of the
I thought you
capsule?
were changing
in
the
John David
capsule.
Washington, the color of his jacket.
Zzz.
Yeah.
Silver.
I get
Silver
that
is
point.
correct.
I get that
boy,
point.
Johnny
I
gets the
got that
point.
I don't even care.
question.
I don't even care.
Woo!
You guys are fake news.
2-1,
I get that
2-1.
No, come on. Jonah gets it. Jonah gets it. What was the name of Lord Farquaad's city? Jonah.
Duloc.
Duloc is correct.
What a dumb name.
And did John David Washington have a beard? Jonah.
I was first.
Johnny.
I was
You did.
first.
No, he said he was first. Johnny.
He did have a beard.
He had a beard.
I still win.
And final question. What shape is cut out on the outhouse door? Jonah.
A half moon.
Half moon is correct.
Thank you. I'll be here all week.
And that's how we played.
Congratulations,
Trivial
Johnny. You won the
Trivia.
movie that I haven't watched in a decade that I didn't plan on watching.
But now I just realized that we missed a segment called Recast Blast.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a recast blast. Baby, it's a recast
We
blast.
didn't talk about who we're going to be recasting. This
I'm gonna think of the names right now. You ready?
Okay.
First name, Helena Bonham Carter. Second name is going to be... That's the sound of a wheel in my head. It's hard to think of actors on the spot.
Why'd you choose Helena?
Helena Bonham Carter is the first one. The second one will be Warwick Davis. Warwick Davis will be the second one. And the third one will be Mark Hamill.
Okay.
Mark
So
Hamill.
Helena Bonham Carter, for those that don't know, she played
Bellatrix Lestrange in the Harry Potter
Harry
series.
Potter.
She also played The woman in Sweeney Todd with Johnny Depp. She also played, any Tim Burton movie, she's in it.
Yes, I need Tim Burton.
She played Mrs. Buckets in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
She did.
Remember that?
Forgot
All
about
right,
that.
so John, you go first. Who you replacing?
Obviously Warwick Davis, because he's a midget. Midgets are
And
funny.
are you replacing him in Tenet or Shrek? Also, midget is an offensive term. They are meant to be called little
Height
people.
challenged.
Oh,
What?
Height challenged.
he's a height challenged
okay.
person.
I thought this was like a new segment. Height challenge.
I'm gonna replace him in Tenet as
You're gonna put him in
as the bad guy.
that kind of
Or
works.
actually, maybe
That kinda
replacing
works.
him with the main character. Imagine that hallway fight scene, but he's fighting
But
himself.
just
John
way
David
too
Washington.
obvious at that point.
Davis. Who's also just like way too old for the role. I like it. Is that your final answer?
Yep.
I'm gonna replace. Who did I say?
I'll go. I'm ready.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna replace Mark Hamill as Lord Farquaad in Shrek.
Ah.
He does great voice acting work too.
I think Jonah honestly just thought of the best one.
And
Mark
that's not
Hamill, who else did I say? Warwick Davis. That's right. I would replace Helena Bonham Carter with the woman in Tenet, just so it was not such a tall woman. Because honestly,
I thought about doing that one.
honestly, and like she's a great actor. She's a very lovely woman. She's very, she's beautiful and all that. It was just so distracting for me because that's never been a thing in any movie ever. There has never been a woman who was taller than the lead, and it just really threw me off.
Maybe that's why it has to happen more.
Well, that's the thing. There's no problem with it, but because this is the first movie where I feel like this is the first movie I've ever seen where a woman on screen is taller than a man. I think that's true, except for Game of Thrones, who had a really tall woman.
I couldn't tell you. What about Princess Bride?
Inconceivable. Who was taller in that?
Inconceivable guy. He was
was
short.
Who? And the woman was taller than him.
Mhm.
Honor the Giant was taller than all of them.
All right, John. Who are you picking for your choice? Who had the best one? You can't choose
Who do you
yourself.
vote for, John? Helena Bonham Carter?
So I'm gonna have to go with Tyler on this one. I think I'm gonna vote for Tyler.
Excelsior!
All right, Tyler. Who you rooting for? Who do you think had the best?
I like Johnny's a lot, but I'm gonna have to go with Jonah because I think Mark Hamill as Lord Farquaad would be good.
All right, that's good. All right, I choose Johnny's because I think that'd be the most fun.
And that's how we play Recast Blast. The Recast Blast. Coming at you, Recast Blast. Don't try to stop us, Recast Blast, because we'll fly to the moon.
All right, so
Get there very soon. Not done yet. Get there very soon. So here we go. Get all your friends together until the very end. You think it's the end, but it's the beginning of so many memories just begun. So come together.
I gotta cut you off at some point. This podcast is just timeless.
You could have let it
Bad
go.
podcast.
This is the worst one.
All right, let's rate this movie.
Okay, let's never do this again. I thought in my head I was like, this would be so funny, like Shrek and Tenet. No, we needed to decide on one movie. This was garbage. I'm sorry.
we also should've
Hey,
wait-
I'm sorry.
We shouldn't wait.
What do you
so
want?
long.
I'm sorry.
All right, let's rate Shrek. Scale 1 to 300.
Shrek, I'm gonna give 300.
It's an automatic 300. It's an auto 300.
Yeah.
Come on.
You know, I'm down to actually rate Shrek 300.
Yeah.
Shrek, I think
That'll be the highest rated ever flick faced.
it was kind of a groundbreaking movie, and it just feels like 300 is right to me.
Yeah. All right, Shrek, everyone, rated 300.
And how are we gonna rate Tenet?
Are we rating Tenet?
Okay, Shrek, we're gonna rate 1 to 300 onions.
Okay.
So we're going to give it 300 onions. Tenet, we're going to rate it 1 to 300 cyanide capsules that we're not sure were actually cyanide capsules.
All right, I'm gonna for Tenet, maybe 75.
Really?
Yeah.
That low? I'm going to give it... Yeah, I mean, I feel like I need to watch it again. So maybe for now, as a placeholder, I'll give it 150. I'll give it the benefit of the doubt because it's Christopher Nolan and he's done a lot of good work in the past. But I mean, from the first viewing, I'm not impressed. So I'll give it 150 as a placeholder. 150. What was in Tenet?
Cyanide capsules.
Cyanide,
we don't
that's
know
right.
if
No,
they
you're right. I
actually
already
were
said
cyanide capsules.
All right, John.
155.
155 cyanide capsules.
Yep.
I'm not really sure were cyanide capsules.
Yep.
All right, so this movie has an average of 126.
Not bad.
What does Shrek have?
Not bad.
300.
Wow. The perfect movie. Shrek.
And I said it couldn't be done.
Somebody once
no
told
more.
me the...
I was about to mute you. All right, everyone, that is Shrek and Tenet, kind of.
We're sorry. We're sorry we did it this way.
This is rough. But yeah, you could, I don't know.
Just
Wait,
listen to the
next
next
week?
one. It'll be better. Listen to the next one.
Yeah, listen to next week's episode.
Listen to any other episode. It's better.
If you made it this far and you're not subscribed on YouTube yet, please head over to YouTube. Or if you're watching on YouTube, just subscribe. That'll help us out. You can also find us on Patreon with extra episodes, like I said.
Yeah.
You can find us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, wherever too, anywhere at Flickface. You can go to flickface.com and there's merch there.
And we're on J-Date, right? We're on J-Date.
What's J-Date?
It's the Jewish dating service.
What?
We should make a Flickface account for JJ.
Let's do it. You're Jewish. You can do it.
All right, and
Mazel tov.
you could email us flickface@gmail.com if you want to complain about this episode, or if you have a movie you want us to review. Is it Shrek 2?
Man, it might
You want
have
us
to be
review
Shrek 2.
You could email us there, and yeah, I think that's the podcast, John.
Yeah, and
you have
also
anything else you wanna add?
hate mail is welcome.
It
Viewers.
is.
You can send us
Degrade
hate
us.
mail.
Degrade us.
We love it.
We'll get a PO box. John, you have anything else you want to add for this podcast?
What is a PO box?
Personal oscillation.
Personal oscillation box?
Yeah.
Makes sense.
All right, John, anything else?
Nope.
Tyler?
Somebody once told me the world was gonna owe me. I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed.